25 minutes before 9 o'clock, the Brad Davis radio broadcast on a Thursday. Chris Herb is the president of the Connecticut Energy Marketers Association, which represents 600 locally owned home heating oil and propane companies. Now, the big question is, how about the winter's home heating oil market? What's the price of oil like right now? How low do you think it will go? Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Brad.
How are you?
Good. I think we have some a good Christmas present for you and your listeners when it comes to home heating oil prices and gasoline prices.
Well, the gasoline prices, well publicized, and they're going down. I can't believe this, but hey, we're just going to accept it all. Now, what about home heating oil prices? What is the story there, Chris?
Well, the whole complex is down, and it's primarily being driven by crude prices. We've seen a $38 fall in crude prices since last summer when it topped out around $100 a barrel. So with those falls, that's why you're seeing, the most obvious is when you're driving down the street and you see at the gas stations the prices are falling, but it's also happening on your next home heating oil delivery. We're about $1 off per gallon from last year's highs. So there is nothing but good news with what's happening with world crude prices.
So what was last year's high?
It topped out over $4 a gallon at its peak. So we're seeing prices that are falling, like I said, $1 or more under that.
Okay, so that's going to be a big savings for homeowners then, along with the gasoline prices. It'll be terrific.
This is real relief. This is putting money back in people's pockets to buy Christmas gifts for their children, save for the future. This is nothing but good news for Connecticut consumers. Sometimes people sort of disconnect from what's happening in the rest of the world, but we can't control it. But the truth is that when those crude prices fall the way that they have, it means something to people who live on Main Street in Connecticut.
So overall, how long will this last? Do you think it'll last the whole winter?
Well, what's exciting about this is that we're in a true fundamental supply and demand market. This is your 8th grade economics class that you took when they told you that there's high supply and demand is low, prices are falling. And this is the first one that we've seen in quite some time. So right now, if the fundamentals continue to control what happens on Wall Street, I think that we'll continue to see falling prices. There'll eventually be a bottom. OPEC is trying to test it by Today, actually, they made some comments where they were trying to boost the price up and let speculators come back in. But the good news is the fundamentals are strong, and it means that high supply and lower demand, especially in China and Europe, are continuing to push prices down. So I think that we can continue to see more relief, barring tanks rolling into Ukraine from Russia or a coup in Venezuela. I think if you take those things out of it, based on just the supply and demand situation, lower prices can continue to come.
Now, what about those that sell fuel oil? They'll still make a good profit?
Our family-owned businesses want lower prices. We want fuel. Our fuel is safe. Our fuel is reliable, and we want it to be affordable. And unfortunately, that third part is something that is the good news is that we're getting lower prices at the wholesale markets, and those savings are being passed along directly to our customers. So that's what my members want to see, is that we continue to provide a quality product, provide outstanding service, and be able to pass along lower prices.
Chris Herb, president of the Connecticut Energy Marketers Association. And I thank you so much, Chris, for sharing some time with my radio audience.
Well, I'm glad we could bring you a nice Christmas gift this year to you and your listeners.
Okay, thank you very much. 8:38, 22 minutes before the hour of 9 o'clock.